Space is the place. We're talking space with one of the coolest dudes, Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you didn't know who he was before, now's a great time to get started. A big round of applause to all the amazing patrons on Patreon. If you're not a patron yet, then click up here. And once you are, you will be getting this video published later today. Just some behind the scenes of me acting like an idiot. Well, I guess I kind of always act like an idiot, but this is more of me acting like an idiot. Alas, it's time for us to start. Neil deGrasse Tyson talks Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Sarah Lewin. Black holes, quantum mechanics, and other big science topics get the bite-sized treatment in science communicator Neil deGrasse Tyson's new book, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. Where is it? I lost my spot. The astrophysicist discussed his new book and much more with journalist Amy Harmon May 5th in a live interview for the New York Times' Times Talks program. In writing the book, Tyson said he tried to explain the science seen in the headlines, the Big Bang, black holes, the search for life, quantum mechanics, and more. In short, succinct chapters that can be read on the go. So we're not really going to be discussing the science here. If you are very interested, I've put a link to get his book in the description because he really does a great job of explaining scientific topics very easily. If something is bite-sized, it means it has been condensed, made smaller. When we talk about news or information being bite-sized, it means we get a snippet, a small amount, more of a summary. We will discuss one term related to science, astrophysics, and what Neil is an astrophysicist. Astrophysics is astronomy, the study of space, to give it to you simply. The headlines when we talk about news are the big titles, at the top of a newspaper, or when you go online and you see the most important topics of the day. Those are headlines. And Neil's book is very succinct. This is a great word. Before I explain it, you can pronounce this word succinct or succinct. Succinct? Succinct. Personally, I think succinct sounds a lot better and it's just easier to say. But to write or say something succinctly means to express it briefly, with fewer words, and much more concisely and clearly. So instead of using too many words, you use fewer words. However, you still do it in a very articulate, well-done way. You want to be succinct. Unless if you're writing an essay and you still have to write a lot more because there's that word requirement. But hopefully, when you're speaking, you are succinct. Alright, let's go back to Neil. I thought to myself, something needs to be out there that could put a coherent umbrella over all those bits and pieces that you hear. Words like exoplanet, dark matter, dark energy, multiverse, colliding black holes, Tyson said during the talk, which is available in full on YouTube. You've heard these terms, and you've heard these fragments of the story. He discussed the way that he conveys science by attaching scientific concepts to a pop culture scaffold of references and ideas that people already understand. But if a concept is fundamentally mind-blowing without a pop culture connection, then he just puts it out there, he said. And a combination of those types of concepts makes up the book. To convey something is to express and demonstrate, to illustrate. A concept is just an idea. And here that a scaffold is just a place to put something, like a supporting structure. Something mind-blowing is just something incredibly awesome. It blows up your mind. Pop culture is just the popular things in your culture. That's pop music is just popular music. And let's do just a little bit more. Tyson also talked about how he prepares to present science to the public by practicing quick, couple sentences statements about any science topic and by keeping up with the most current pop culture touchstones. He described when he was first preparing to go on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. My first interview on Jon Stewart, I studied how many seconds he let his guest speak before he interrupted, Tyson said. I got the rhythm of that, and I said if I ever go on the show, I will parcel my cosmic knowledge in these bits so that I will complete a thought before he interrupts, and then we can laugh at whatever joke he makes. Some great vocabulary and a great conversation strategy for you. A touchstone is just something that people are talking about. It's a reference point, something that you can use, in this case, for Tyson, used to talk about. The rhythm here is just the flow, the repeated pattern of sound or movement, the rhythm of my speech, for example. There's also rhythm in music. To parcel something is to collect it, basically to wrap it. That's why another noun for package is parcel. So Tyson's talking about how will I parcel, how will I put together my information on this show. And that's a very interesting conversational strategy, understanding the type of person you're going to be talking to. You know, will I have lots of time to talk? And also, in general, for a conversation, don't try to say too much. It's always better to say less, to be concise and succinct. Alright, so that's all of the science for today. There's a link for his YouTube video in the comments as well as his book if you're interested. If you want an easy way to learn science, Neil deGrasse Tyson is your guy. As well, you can continue with the Fluency Book Club podcast. You can get free digital versions of magazines and some other audiobooks, all that in the comments. I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions. Bye-bye.
And retraces the events that created us, this place we call home, and perhaps life elsewhere in the cosmos. Coming up tonight, where are the aliens?